It's time! Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up. In the jungle, we united up. Drippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossin' on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em. Finger bottle, never stop it. So the beastin' on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our...
Welcome to Bengals and Brews. I am Dell. I'm joined by my co-host today, Pork Chop and BSG, Big Savage Gregory. What's up, guys?
What's up, Dale? Gregory, how you doing?
Happy Monday, right?
Hell,
Yes.
shit.
It's Gangster Monday, Greg.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Look at you, all Big Savage. Got the BSG headband. Got the Burrow glasses.
Gotta represent, bro.
You must have did double the weed at work today.
No shit.
Dude, I was outside most of the day, man, doing that shit. And,
Doing
I'm
all
not doing weed. I was killing weed. So
Daily dose of greatness. He must be talking about you, Greg.
what can I say?
What's up to everybody in the chat, except for Matt, because he only watches for Pork Chop.
That's right. I'm here for you, Matt.
It's ridiculous, Matt.
Yeah. Monday don't mean shit to me, man. I work weekends, so every fucking day's the same to me. I know everybody looks forward to the weekend. The only reason I look forward to it, because if it's not my weekend, I get paid a bonus to work it.
There you go.
Which
So
I don't get any of the money anyway, so I guess my wife looks more forward to it more than me.
Hey, Jolly kills weed too. And I'm wearing sunglasses for no reason. It's just a spinner.
Yeah, I don't have sunglasses. I got some sunglasses out in big fancy, but not in the house.
Guys, we need to talk football. Like, we got that one review, which, I mean, it should just be our tagline, like I said. 10 minutes of content and an hour of bullshit.
Yep.
Oh, we did get a review?
No, that was like a comment on a show last week.
Oh,
And
was
like,
it?
You're not wrong, but you know what? It's freaking. I don't know what you want us to talk about every day, like over and over. I mean, we're just here to look pretty for our guys in the chat, so they could ask me for feet pics after the show, and I can make a little extra cash.
Hey, I fucking...
Oh, God, you can't be giving that away for free, Chop.
I'm just giving hey, it's like the fucking crack dealer, man. You give him a little sample. You want a little... Hey,
Yeah, not that big of a sample, bro.
that's the fucking
Yeah,
righty.
went
You want the
went
lefty,
full
man.
in.
You want the lefty, hook it up in the DM, you know?
I mean, today we're going to talk top 5 wide receiver duos in the NFL. It's tough because then you can make it trios, and maybe we'll talk about if it was trios and maybe some up and coming ones. But I got my 5 ranked, trying to kill a little time there, waiting on Coach Cam is supposed to hop in today. He hadn't been on in a while and sent me a message that he was available, so send him a link. We'll see if he hops on. And Matt made that, so he's trying to give himself credit.
Right.
Shout out to Matt Schultz, a.k.a. Bengals Bourbon. Does a hell of a job. I mean, if you can't want to, reach out to him. Matt, you the man, bro. Thank you so much, man.
Well, why don't you get a room, you two? I mean,
Right. Don't you...
Hey, Matt. Well, Matt, if you want to meet halfway somewhere and all that, just tell Jenna you're just going to the store, get some milk or something, and just say you got held up in traffic. I won't say anything.
It wants a Big Savage that booty.
That's
Bourbon.
right. Hey, get them titties out.
Better bring a bottle of bourbon. You're going to need it after he. Oh
There
my
you go,
God.
Matt. Oh, fuck
We've
me.
seen feet and boobs already on
God
this show.
damn.
It's just out of
Now,
control.
Dale, you got to get
It's
your ass
Monday.
out.
It's Monday. We're 4 minutes in,
What the fuck?
and we've seen feet. Greg, what you got going on there?
You see him licking that bottle?
Yeah, and Greg's just drinking bourbon out of the bottle right now. I really, this show is already out of control.
Oh, Matt, there we go. Meet up in Midwest. See, now you're talking my language, Matt. We'll get some mac and cheese, Matt, and we'll do a lot with that mac and cheese.
God,
What are you going to
damn.
do with the mac and cheese, Greg?
That's for him to know and none of you to find out.
God damn! I'm telling you what, I got a headband on the way too. I didn't know I owed fucking sexual favors for it. I apologize, Matt. I Venmo'd him. I don't know what the fuck Greg's doing.
Macaroni in a pot, Greg. I like that, man. Matt, whoa.
Greg
Like
said,
I said,
I ain't got the 15 bones, man. He said, I'm going to have to pay you otherwise, you know.
You're gonna have to earn it.
Yeah, earn it.
Yeah, it is. Greg is in a good mood today. He must have them student workers on the tractor, both of them.
No. They went off and did their own thing and all that, man.
Okay. Hey, with Greg in a mood that good, fucking 4 or 5 ducks had to pay for that shit.
Yeah, exactly. They
A
did.
family of ducks are dead for Greg to be
Right.
this careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. He probably left one of the 2 of the ducklings alive just so they could wander around all fucking night looking for their parents.
No, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Savage. Greg, did you do any research for this episode?
Sure, I did.
So we'll start with you then. And we'll go in reverse order. We'll start from 1 because it's probably going to be the easiest one.
Obviously, number 1, hello. Number 2, got to go Eagles. With with Devontae Smith
Hello?
and what?
Number 1 is just hello.
Number 1's the Bengals. What do you think, man?
What duo?
What do you mean? What duo? Chase Burrow and
Chuck Sizzle and Trenton Irwin?
No, Yosivach.
Yosivach
And anybody else.
Yep.
We have podcast listeners, Greg. You got to say the duo.
Okay, sorry. I figured everybody knew what I was talking about. But number 2, I got to go Eagles, man. You got Devontae Smith and you got A.J. Brown, obviously. I mean, they got to the Super Bowl and all that. That's my other duo. Number 3 on my list, I think they're going to make a comeback. I think the Rams, man, Cooper Kupp coming back, everybody come back. You got
who?
What?
Cooper Kupp and who?
Allen Robinson, man.
He's not even
Oh,
there.
that's right. My bad. All right, I'm not going to lie, man. I didn't do too much research. Because you know why? Because I don't give a flying crap who the duos are and all that and stuff, man. All I care about is us, man. But no, you got the Dolphins with Jalen Waddle and goddamn Tyreek Hill. Then you look at the Jets with all their receivers.
Dude, you can't just say with all their good receivers.
Oh my God, man!
Duos,
Garrett Wilson. You got some guy that they drafted. I don't know, man. They'll be fine. All right, I admit I didn't come too prepared and all that. I should have been more organized, but I thought the headband would just mellow everything out, but it obviously didn't.
This guy just thought he could chop. Headband only chop.
That's right. Well, he's got the Cartiers too.
Jaguars, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk. Is that better?
Yes, that's actually a duo that play together currently this coming season, Greg. That is better.
No. But seriously,
thank you, Matt. Thank you. If he ever deserved it, it's definitely right now. Get your shit together, Greg.
Get your shit together.
Yes, sir. Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb, and some other guy.
That's a good fucking number 2, Greg.
Yeah.
Dale. Hey, Greg, who's your number 2? Well, the fucking Cowboys, the Jaguars, the fucking Cardinals, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Detroit Lions, the fucking Minnesota Vikings. And then
it was Cooper Kupp and a guy not on their team.
Cooper Kupp
and a guy not on their team. God damn it, Dale. You got me exposed, man.
Allen Robinson is actually in the division even, Greg. He went to the Steelers.
So that just shows you how much I care about the Steelers and all that and stuff. I mean, you
do 2 shows, Greg.
Deontay Robinson and Allen Robinson, I could care less about and all that and stuff because I don't give a shit.
It's
Greg,
a ball. It's ball sack 8.
Yeah.
That's a G right there for all the listeners or the watchers.
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Yep. That was also a nickname of mine in high school. This guy always came up to me, Eddie Strohmeyer, if you're watching this, I still never forgot. Nothing but a G thing. I never knew what the hell he meant by that till I listened to the song.
Yeah, I mean, Matt did do research. I'm not going to name off his whole list here, but he has some that are going to be on mine that we're going to talk about, and I'm sure on Chops too. And yeah, you got Jolly, our buddy Hefe here for the Kansas City that's been on. I couldn't give Kansas City in my top 5, Jolly. I'm not going to lie, or Hefe, because you got Travis Kelce at tight end, but this is wide receivers, strictly wide receivers. And I'm like, I got to see more from Sky Moore, Valdez Scantling. Of course, they drafted Rashee Rice, and then I'm forgetting. Oh, the guy they got from the Giants. But anyways, I can't just say that's a top duo yet. I got to be honest with my man there. Chop, who do you have? because Greg
Well-
didn't do any homework. Maybe after
No.
we give our list, Greg will be able to come up with something by the end of the show.
Of course, for the podcast listeners, I will say that my number one wide receiver duo in the NFL is the motherfucking Cincinnati Bengals, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And if it ain't Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, it's Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd. And if it ain't them two, it's fucking Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins. And if it ain't them two, it's fucking Chuck Sizzle and
It's your top
Tyler
five all
Boyd.
Bengals.
that's how
Yeah, I
my
was gonna
number
say.
one goes. But if you're going down past that list of any combination you can put together in Cincinnati, I'd probably have to go with the Dolphins with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle as my number two.
That's your number two. So I'm just I'll kind of jump in there with where you're at so far because I also have Jamar and T at number one. I think Jamar is arguably top five. I don't know. I think this year he'll be back in that top five conversation. He was a little injured, dinged up last year. So we say he's easily in the top 10 conversation. You can obviously argue he's top five or not, but based on last year, I'd say maybe he's just outside that top 10. And then T, I think, is a top 15 wide receiver. On most teams, he's dominating. Just the way he can go up, high point the ball. I mean, he's got really good speed. He runs good routes. He's everything you want in a receiver, and he's 6'4", you know. So his jumping ability, just everything about him. If you ever seen his high school basketball tape, it's unreal. So, like, T. Higgins, I mean, him being a top 15 to 20 guy, and that's why I think we talk so much about re-signing him, right? Because we know what we have in him. And if he goes somewhere else, I don't want to be playing against him.
No.
I'd rather have him on my team, not against me, you know. And every team in the league is going to want T. Higgins if he hits the open market.
Right.
That's just a fact. He's that good. I mean, he's top 15 now. He's got potential to be top 5 too.
He's top 15 as a quote-unquote number two.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, and that's – I know it's going to be like, well, you guys are homers, but come on, man. If you really look – because we don't do this about every list, about every position. But we know that Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are top 15 guys. You can't – as I go through these lists, I can't say, okay, this team has two top 15 guys. I just can't do it. And that's what gives them the bump to number one for me. So, and then I'm with you on number two because I saw that's why I went ahead and jumped in there because I saw strangers mentioning as you were saying it too. He thinks that Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle have to be number two right now. Yeah, they had a great season together last year, and I think they're only going to get better. So that's my number two as well. I mean, Tyreek Hill's speedster, Jalen Waddle's a speedster. I mean, they were doing this with Tua in and out of the lineup, hurt, this, that, and the other. I think they brought in the Jets' Mike White to be the backup this year. And honestly, Mike White, we've seen that he can play some decent football. He's played it against us last year
sure
in the game. So, even a Mike White, I think you're going to ball out having Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill on your team. Yeah. Jalen Waddle, I don't have him as a top 15 player. Tyreek Hill's should be in everybody's top 5 just on-field talent-wise.
Oh, yeah.
Dude's a freaking stud. I mean, he was putting up huge numbers last year. So I can definitely see, like, those two. Oh, my gosh, getting more – I've got, like, 20 calls today again still from these places that are –
Oh.
But so we're on the same page there, Chop. Greg, you know, his number two was the Rams with Cooper Kupp and somebody on their team. So
hey, Cooper Kupp's still a beast, man.
He is, but there was nobody like they had like Van Jefferson. I'm like, I can't give Van Jefferson and Cooper Kupp in this top 5. There's too many other talented duos. So, Chop, we'll go to you. Who you have at 3 now?
Believe it or not, at number 3, man, I think that maybe my heart's in this one. I'm going to pick Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. I think that that's going to be a fucking great duo.
See, they haven't proven anything to me yet.
He hasn't proven anything yet, but you got Justin Jefferson out there drawing that coverage, man. Addison, he was a fucking stud at USC, so.
I could easily see by the end of the year that Jordan Addison and Jefferson are. I want to see it first. That's kind of how I did, because there's some on my list that I'm like, okay, this one looks exciting, but I need to see it, you know. Same thing with like Hefe saying if they get D-Hop, you know, that's like for any team that we haven't seen it yet and who he pairs with. And I do think Justin Ross could be good out of Clemson that went undrafted. So We'll see. He had a good highlight the other day, but the man's been hurt a lot.
So, Dale, my number 2 was Miami. Number 3, I got to go. I'll give you one here. The Chargers, man. With I know there was rumors Mike Williams is going to get cut, but I don't think they will cut him. You got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Quentin Johnson, who some had.
That's what I mean. I think it's almost maybe toward the end we'll talk overall duos because like Hefe, if you look at the overall Chiefs depth and some of the guys they've drafted and they're young, like they're very young, you could put them in the top 5, top 10 potentially overall room because they don't have to rely on 2 guys. Like if somebody gets hurt, they got plenty of depth there.
Right.
So
well, even if you look at 2 guys though, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, he doesn't have like this but he's just there at the right place, right time. Keenan Allen is. He's kind of like a Tyler Boyd type of guy. He'll just be there at the right place, right time. Mike Williams, he's done well too, and all that. I mean, like, do I think is he a top 15? I don't know. Probably not, but still a solid duo though. But I still think solid to be in top 5 though, in my opinion.
Yeah. I have them on here somewhere. I won't say yet, but that is some team. But I do have in parentheses because some of these I put in parentheses because I'm like, if we expanded this out to a trio, then man, I think some of these are right in the mix even with us. And that's not like I still would give us the edge with Boyd, but just sticking to duos for now. My third one, which Greg, actually this was your 2, wasn't it? It was AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and then your third was the Cup. So.
No, third, I meant I screwed up on the whole Cup thing and all that. Number 2 was Dolphins. Number 3 was Devontae Smith and them and all that.
Okay, so you're going to keep them at 3. So you're on the same page right now with me then. And then Chop went with his love for Justin Jefferson and his newfound love for.
Well, no,
it's goddamn fucking. I love LSU. Like I'm under fucking Kieran when it comes to LSU, but I love LSU.
I want to see what Addison can do. I know, and see, some people had him as number 1 wide receiver in the draft. I had him as my wide receiver 4 or 5. Yeah. He's good, but he's not great. And I don't see him being top 15 or top 20. But Justin Jefferson is arguably number 1 right now. So that does, when you've got number 1, it's easy to potentially have a duo. So I do think him and Addison will be in the top 5 probably before the season's over. I just can't give it to him now before I see it. So, but yeah, I'm with you, Greg. I got the AJ Brown and Devontae Smith at 3. Then, if we're going Tyreek and Waddle at 2.
Yeah,
like you mentioned when you mentioned them guys, they made it to the Super Bowl this year. Jalen Hurts is very good. I don't see them going anywhere.
Right.
Dallas Goedert's a good tight end. So it's that takes some of the attention away at times where they can do other stuff. But those 2 guys are very good. I do worry about Devontae Smith still being just such a light wide receiver, kind of the issue with him coming out.
Yeah.
He weighs 160 pounds. You're afraid he's just going to have injuries, but healthy and based off last year, you got to put those guys as a top 3 duo. AJ Brown, Tennessee made a huge mistake letting him go.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, when Devontae Smith plays the Commanders, they can match up Forbes on him, right? They got the same build.
Yeah.
2 little skinny fuckers out there going at it.
Yeah. It's 2 guys that are 6'2", 160
pounds. Yeah.
But Jolly, and I think it's very debatable. I would agree. Eagles, he has Eagles over Dolphins and as his just duo. I don't know how you could go wrong by saying that, especially the way they took their team to the Super Bowl. They helped. Jalen Hurts obviously helped. They had a very good line, a great defense that unfortunately showed up all season except for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
For their sake. But yeah, I would say, I could easily flip those.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Hefe. I thought Philadelphia was gonna roll over Kansas City.
It depends on what you're into. Miami, both Waddle and Hill, just top end speed. AJ Brown's more like a T. Higgins type of guy. He's like that 50-50. It depends on what wide receiver you're in. You like more. Do you prefer height over speed or strength over speed? Depends on what you're into.
Well, Tyreek Hill's a fucking beast.
Yeah, but like I said, man, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, I'd take them over AJ Brown, and nothing against AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. That's just a way better combo, in my opinion.
Well, I guess I might as well kick off number 4. I know I went last time on 3, but because my number 4 is the Eagles. You go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking put them any lower. You might be right with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, because he's not proven.
But you're projecting. Because that's and there's different ways to do this. I didn't specify either way. You're projecting your top 5 for this season, right?
Yes. But the Eagles, solid number 4. If not 3, but 4 here.
And I'm kind of doing a little both. It's a little projection for this season, but it's also like I can project it because I've seen it, you know.
Right.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with doing it that way too, because if I had some of these in, which like right here, kicking off with my number 4, if I made this a trio, good gosh, they scare me. But I've said their depth in general is unreal if just Geno Smith can show up, and that's the Seahawks. So I've got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett as duo number 4 on this list. I mean, up till last season, honestly, I probably would have had them as like 2.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they didn't. I mean, they were still very good. Don't get me wrong. Like, and the Seahawks put up big numbers, and Geno put up big numbers, but it was just they weren't as dominant. It didn't seem like those 2 guys. So I kind of they bumped them down to 4, but I know how talented they are. And then they drafted Jackson Smith and Jigba on top of it. So it's like, wow. You're talking trio-wise. Same thing with when Greg mentioned the Chargers a minute ago and adding in Quentin Johnson, getting first-round wide receiver, mixed in with 2 veteran, proven guys.
I mean, to me, I had the Chargers at 4, but then I kind of go back and forth the Chargers and the Seahawks right here, man. I mean, it's close.
Yeah. Man, fucking Seahawks came out of nowhere last year, didn't it? Geno Smith?
But Dale, I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Saw that coming.
I'm going to go with the Chargers at 4. I know this is not fair, but Herbert over Geno Smith. I know that's not fair to say, but I just think they're going to put up way better numbers because of Herbert pretty much and with the Chargers. So I'll go Chargers duo over the Seahawks just because Herbert has the edge over Geno Smith.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. We start adding that in or overall weapons. It's a different conversation. And that's what I mean. The same thing if you go look at a whole wide receiver room. Because honestly, like Cleveland's rumored, if like those rumors keep picking up steam about D-Hop, very real chance he could go there. But I'm like, man, if you look at their overall roster of receivers, it's pretty stacked. Because I'm a big Cedric Tillman guy that they drafted from Tennessee, and then Peoples-Jones I think is very good. They picked up more from the Jets. They traded a 2nd-round pick for him, so like, and he was just a 2nd-round pick the year before in the draft. He hasn't got a chance to really show what he can do.
Well, Dale, you and I had touched on that last week because remember I said I fear, but you said, Greg, it really wouldn't make sense in my opinion because like you said, all the other younger guys really are not going to get a chance then.
Yeah, and they picked up Marquise Goodwin, speedster, Olympic speed guy,
Right.
They brought in, I always forget that guy's name, but the one from the Bears, Jakeem Grant, the returner from there. They had Swartz. I'm like, they drafted David Bell in the 3rd round a year ago. I'm like, where are they getting how are they going to roster, 9 pretty talent, like over, if you look at depth-wise, like they're stacked. They'd be stacked if they had Hopkins depth-wise to Amari Cooper and all those guys.
Hey,
but
what the fuck do they ever do that makes any sense, though?
Yeah, but Dale, how many times have they won the offseason, the Browns have? How many times have
I know. And that's what I mean. You got to see it. You got to see it on the field first,
No. And like I say, they could still be a good team. I am not knocking that. I'm just saying.
Oh, and it all depends on the sexual predator at quarterback,
Yeah.
If he gets back to his Texans form from 3 years ago, then, I mean, they're going to be a problem, just based on they've got a really good defense. Their line is top tier. And then you got Nick Chubb, which that's another thing we were talking about in the group chat. How much is Nick Chubb going to really get carries this year?
Yeah.
If they're, if they're getting all these receivers, they're going to leave maybe their best player not getting that many carries.
Yeah, that's like, are you going to take the ball out of his hands more? That's the thing. What is well, you look at, it's kind of like similar to what the Ravens are doing right now with Lamar Jackson. They want him to run the ball more and all that, but why would you want to change? Like I say, are they going to change the offense too with Nick Chubb? That's a big question right there.
Hey, FA, I can say it's not just allegedly because that come from the judge. The term sexual predator came in the judge's ruling, ruled him a sexual predator. Now, like he didn't get any sentence or whatever, but I'm allowed to say that because that is in the judge's ruling.
Hey, Clemson coming in strong.
Yeah, what's up, Rowdy?
Rowdy, backing his boy T from Clemson, 3 inches tall.
And AJ, no, for sure. That's what I mean. Like, like I said, we saw his basketball highlights, but AJ Brown he has some of those similar traits, but he's 3 inches shorter. And if they just were jumping verticals,
So, Dale, speaking of which, that's funny. He brought that up with A.J. Brown, T. Higgins. I got into a debate with my brother-in-law over this. He claims that A.J. Brown's way better than T. Higgins. He said, I'd only trade a second round for T. Higgins. I'm like, A.J. Brown got like a first or third. Oh, well, A.J. Brown's way better. I'm like, no, he's not. You look at the stats. A.J. Brown has more touchdowns, but that's because look what T. Higgins is surrounded with, a bunch of number one receiver and another good receiver too, whereas A.J. Brown was the only receiver for the Titans pretty much for the time being. So
yeah, and that's what, like, if I had to rank him, I might rank AJ above T for now. But
yeah,
it'd be close. It'd be close.
It's not way more is what I'm saying.
No, that's I know. I'm backing you on that. That's I agree that it's very close. Like, I might put AJ, but it wouldn't surprise me if T ends up topping him or has a better career overall than him. I just hope it's here. And not
well, hey, you know what?
AJ
Brown only had one more catch last year than T did.
Yeah.
That's because Devontae Smith and Goddard were taking,
But he did have about 400 extra yards.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a huge season. So, I mean, you can't take that away from him. That's why, like, for now, he definitely gets the nod as, like, overall.
Oh, yeah. But I'm just saying it's not by far at all, though, is what I'm saying. Like, he acts like he's way better. I'm like, no, that's not true.
Not gonna happen, Hefe.
Get out of here.
Chop, did you give your number 4 for wide receivers?
Yeah, well, the Eagles. I gave it to number 4.
Yeah, you kicked it off because yours was the Eagles. So I will kick off 5 because Greg's already talked about this team some, and that's where I have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. And then parentheses I put Quentin Johnston, because even if one of those guys fall off or one of them ends up, like, let's say Keenan, it seems like they might want to trade him in a year or so. Yeah. And I think they might have just given Mike Williams, he's got a few more years on a deal he just got.
Right.
So maybe it's Mike Williams and Quentin Johnston. I could still see that duo being same thing like Jackson Smith and Jigba. If it's DK Metcalf and Jackson Smith and Jigba instead of Tyler Lockett, that might rise up even higher, honestly, as a duo. But till I see it, I'm not going to put it. So
yeah.
But Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, they've shown me enough. And Mike Williams, man, some of his ability to high point the ball and the catches he makes are just freaking nasty.
Right.
Like, he can just go up and make you look silly. And then Keenan Allen's just done it all. He had a little bit of a down year last year, but, I mean, for his career, he's been right there in that top 5, top 8 conversation for receivers every single year for a while.
Yeah. I got a quick trivia for you. Who was Keenan Allen's teammate in college? Who played opposite of Keenan Allen in college at receiver?
Well, he played at California. Mm-hmm. So Marvin Jones for a while. Is that? Yep. Are you sure? Because, man, Marvin seems way older. He
played with Marvin Jones for 1 year. I know it was at least for 1 year. Marvin Jones, he came to the league a year after Marvin Jones did. So it was at least probably 1 or 2 years.
Yeah. You didn't think I'd get that trivia, didn't you?
No, Dale, you get the best of me, man. I always thought I'd get the best of someone. You got me, bro. I have an honorable mention. I'll let you keep going about the Chargers.
Well, I was going to say, I remember at Cal, too, like, I don't remember the name of the quarterback, but it was like Keenan Allen's stepbrother. That's just a random fact I remember from when he was coming out from the draft as well. So weird facts like that. But
yeah.
Who do you have as number 5, guys, for your wide receiver duos?
Well, I'll circle back around, and I'll go with the Chargers.
Yeah, you're
for everything you guys said, I think the Chargers are gonna. They got some good receivers out there.
Yeah.
What about you, Greg? Did you say?
Before I go, I want to give a quick honorable mention to the Tampa Bay, but the problem is they just don't have a quarterback. They still have good receivers. They just don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. That's what I've got a long list here of names and that I think could, be honorable mentions or make that leap this year.
But it's just not fair, like, to include the quarterback. But Dale, it's like you were talking about earlier, the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are going to – I mean, Dale, you were telling us in the group chat, the Seahawks in general are going to be a good team. They just never had an offensive line to save their life. And I think, Geno Smith has revamped his career and all that. And,
the trade, man, the pieces they got from that Russell Wilson trade, they have really added some very good talent.
Yes, and like Tyler Lockett, I'll just never forget. I wanted the Bengals to take Lockett so badly years ago.
I think everybody did.
And we took Jake Fisher. And Jake Fisher, he just had an unfortunate heart problem that nobody knew was going to happen. But I wanted Lockett so badly that year in the draft. I remember. And DK Metcalf, Dale, we don't need to go down this road. Who we took over DK Metcalf. So, I know Crypt is dying for me to say his name.
Yeah, exactly.
We're definitely not going to be talking.
Same thing before we traded down, and then AJ Brown went one spot ahead of Drew Sample.
Yeah, so it just gets
to trade down.
Dale just gets even better. But yeah, the Ohio State receiver, I mean,
Drew Sample. But this is his breakout year, obviously, guys.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? But they, like I said, the Ohio State kid. I mean, like that's a locked-in team right there, man. Geno Smith. I mean, like I'm just so happy for Geno Smith how he totally found himself and revamped himself, because that never, ever, hardly ever happens with any quarterback. So I'm really interested to see what the Seahawks are going to do, and that's a game I'm really looking forward to see is when Seattle comes here.
So did we all pretty much end up with the same 5 except
for I threw the Vikings in there?
Otherwise, Bengals, Dolphins, Eagles, Seahawks, and Chargers. And then another one that I put out as my first honorable mention was the Raiders, because I'm projecting, especially and already they've had production from Hunter Renfrow,
right?
Yeah. With Devontae Adams, who top 1 or 2 in the league as well. You could argue at wide receiver.
Yeah.
But Devontae Adams with Jacoby Myers that they picked up from New England. Mm-hmm. He was New England's number 1, which, you got Mac Jones thrown to you. That's not saying a lot. But Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers could be a really good 1-2. I don't know who's throwing him the ball quite yet, but.
Well, Dale, does tight end count as a receiver? No.
No, I had that. And see, I listed separate, and I've got a few of those that we can mention maybe here later. But that's if we're just talking weapons, receiving wise, we can say different. But I put wide receiver.
Okay, I was getting ready to say San Francisco with Kittle and whatchamacallit, but obviously you can't. Right?
Exactly.
You can't own a team and play quarterback, can you?
Right.
Tom Brady with the Raiders.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, like I say, like I said, Tampa Bay, it just sucks for them, man, because they don't Trask. I heard it's just him and Mayfield. If it's down to those two, man, that's like saying, man, do I have to eat a piece of crap versus another piece of crap?
Yeah. How do you pick which piece of crap you eat?
I don't know. Just from where we played Tampa Bay, and kind of those guys didn't really ball out against us, that I'm being biased there. But because I think overall their numbers for Evans and Godwin was still good, but it just didn't seem like elite to me. I don't know last year. But Deebo Samuel and Ayuk even as a duo, since not mentioning Kittle. But obviously I would mention if it was Deebo Samuel and Kittle, then they would be very high up on that just receiving list if we were doing that. But receiving duo, I had them not far off. If Michael Thomas for the Saints can actually get healthy, which is a big if because he's been out for 2 years basically. Michael Thomas and Chris Olave, I think, could be a good duo this year. But there's no way I can project that with how injured Michael Thomas has been.
When I was looking at stuff last night, somebody I should have wrote down who it was projecting them to be the number 1 wide receiver duo this year.
Yeah, I don't know how you can project that when Thomas just hasn't played and been hurt, and just a lot going on there. And he took a big pay cut, so maybe he's motivated, maybe he's not, and maybe Olave, if he's healthy, that's the biggest thing. If he's healthy, and now Olave is going to get a lot of attention because he had a great rookie season, I could see that being a good duo. But there's no way I would be I'm going to project them to even be my top 5, obviously.
There you go. Piece of crap with A1 on it, Greg.
To each his own, Matt.
But some other duos, I wrote down that one chop that you had, Justin Jefferson and Addison. Carolina could sneakily, where they have Bryce Young, could take a step with Terrace Marshall. We all kind of low-key hoped we could get. They're not going to trade him. He came on last year. They picked up DJ Chark, so you could say that duo, but once again, it's projecting. And then a guy I loved in the draft, and they went out and got him in the second round, was Jonathan Mingo from Ole Miss. So I could end up seeing a Terrace Marshall, Jonathan Mingo here 2 or 3 years down the road, potentially being in that top 5 to top 10, especially if Bryce Young pans out as a quarterback. And then Detroit, man. Detroit, if Jamison Williams wasn't injured and suspended every freaking year, him and Amon-Ra St. Brown would be a good duo. They still have Marvin Jones, but come on, man. Marvin Jones is getting up there, and he's not who he once was.
No.
But Jamison Williams, if he would be healthy, Amon-Ra St. Brown had a great season for them last year. But he's suspended again. He got suspended this time for the gambling or whatever. And he was injured last year coming off surgery. Washington, they have Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and then does like Jahan Dotson take a – so there's another DJ – okay, Chicago, DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, and Darnell Mooney. Now – our feelings on like Chase Claypool is he's not that great, right? He's kind of hit or miss.
Hey, he's a top 5 receiver. Remember, that's what he considers.
Yeah, in his head. Which honestly, man, I ain't even mad about that. When you're a receiver, you need to be confident.
No, you need to be confident. I get it, but still, man. I mean, the Bears. Let me ask. Well, no, the Bears. They did have 2. Brandon Marshall that year. They had Brandon Marshall and who was the guy from South Carolina? I liked him a lot coming out of the draft. Alshon Jeffries. When those 2 were together, that's when they had good receivers. But other than that, though, man, they just don't have a good history with receivers, man.
Yeah, but they traded for DJ Moore, so their draft history-wise, they don't draft him that well, it seems like. But they traded for DJ Moore. They traded for Chase Claypool, which they overpaid. That's the pick that the Steelers then used on Joey Porter Jr. I don't know how the hell they got literally like it's 32nd pick. Every other year that'd be a first rounder, literally, that the Steelers got for freaking Chase Claypool.
I don't get that, man.
That's a terrible trade. But Darnell Mooney was really good as like a rookie or second-year guy last year. So I'm mentioning them, not that I think that's an elite group, but Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick in Denver, and then like Jerry Jeudy in parentheses. Like, there's talent there, but for whatever reason, it never happens.
It's not coming together, though. We thought, the last 3 years the Broncos had like a top. It's not coming to Jeudy, man. Do we call him a bust now?
He's not there yet, but, man, if you don't do something this season, I think you have to say he's been a bust.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, man. This is like what? He's been in the league 3 seasons now?
This will be, I think, his 3rd, so that's why I'm saying, he's got to put up or shut up time.
Well, Cortland Sutton had that great rookie year, but after that, man, it went pew.
Yeah, and then Tim Patrick's been very solid for them, but then he's gotten injured and stuff.
Dude, the talent's there. It's just
and
Russell Wilson ain't been able to put it together too. So that's
definitely affects him. Is he gonna cook?
Well, no.
Ride.
Well, I think on the sideline you have to. I think he has his assistant on the sideline, and you have to go to his assistant to go talk to Russell Wilson on the sideline.
And see, if anyone's going to, it is going to be Sean Payton. So,
yes.
I get Russ and just everything out of these weapons. I think that's one of the reasons I wanted to mention that too, is because they've improved. They've worked on improving their line. They've spent draft capital.
We'll see what happens, man. Everybody said the same shit about John Gruden being some kind of fucking mastermind coach.
Well, no, but Sean Payton. The same thing is that wouldn't have made sense. What trading like a trade? Didn't they trade like a first round or second round pick to get Sean Payton?
I don't remember exactly, but I think it was something,
Yeah, but you know what? It wouldn't have made sense, but it makes sense for the
Broncos. Said 3rd round.
Right. Jeudy played like a 3rd.
But it made sense for the Broncos because they know they have the talent there. And Sean Payton, yes, he's the guy. And I think it was no secret, he wanted Russell Wilson after Drew Brees retired. So it wouldn't surprise me if they turned it around this year with Sean Payton.
He's got his ass now. See what happens.
Let's
see ride.
What they can do. I mean, and that's the thing. If they take a step, man, it's just making the AFC even more stacked at quarterback.
AFC's fucking scared.
If Russ gets back to being the Russ, he was in Seattle for a couple of years.
I mean, you look at Derek Carr, man. Smart decision he made. Like, I'm getting the hell out of the AFC and going to the NFC right now. I mean, Derek Carr could be the best quarterback. Derek Carr could be a top 5 quarterback in the NFC.
And then I wrote down Ridley and Kirk as well, Greg. I think, we haven't seen it, obviously. Ritter was suspended all year.
Right.
But Kirk was very solid for them after – I mean, I wouldn't have paid him $90 million like they did in the offseason a year ago.
No, I know, but to Calvin Ridley, let's not forget, he was going close to a top 5 receiver. I mean, I'll be straight up with you. I know gambling's illegal and all that, but if Frank
if we want to get into that conversation, man, it's kind of horseshit, right? When the NFL's in bed with gambling and unless you're like really gambling on, you're not even out there playing. He was injured.
I mean, as long as he wasn't gambling on his own team and all that and stuff, and it wasn't affecting him, like his team in any way, I don't care.
Especially like some of these guys are gambling like fantasy football shit, like
Right.
Everyone does that, man. Why
Yeah.
they're-
I mean, like, it's just.
Let me tell you, the thing though is everybody does a lot of shit, but if you ain't allowed to do it, you ain't allowed to fucking do it. If
No.
that's
Right.
the fucking rule. That's the fucking rule.
No, rules are rules. Yes.
You can't fucking
Shop
cry about it.
immediately goes back to, damn it, I can't smoke weed.
That's right. That's
I
right.
mean, no, let's put it this way.
Hey, if I can't smoke weed, that motherfucker can't gamble.
I love Midwest
Rules are
barbecue.
rules.
I love
Yeah.
Midwest barbecue, but if it says in my contract, if I'm being paid $100 million not to be Midwest, it's going to be tough for me, but I'll get over it.
Don't say, Greg, don't lie. You're going to get your asses.
No, hell yeah, I am. Hey,
You're going to have a late night, Craig. You're going to have.
yeah, man, I'm going to go get some. I'm going to go get some dope. I'm going to get a pound of wings. I just need a pound.
Rub
pound
that
of
mac
your
and cheese
finest
on his
wings.
fucking. Rub that mac and cheese on his goddamn nipples at night.
Right, exactly.
Now the Steelers, do we put them anywhere close to being in the conversation for top 10?
You could debate it, but I still
Pickens has talent.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
Dallas.
does.
Deontay Johnson has talent, but too many drops. But Allen Robinson, is there enough? Does Allen Robinson have enough left? And George Pickens take enough step that by the end of the year, maybe
they're not going to be terrible, but I don't.
Tiny Hands is still throwing the ball too. If we're
Yeah.
Good
I don't
thing
know.
we're not- Good thing we're not throwing tight ends in there because you know my fucking boys up there.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be a Steelers
That son
fan.
of a bitch. No, ain't fucking nothing can pull me over to there, Greg.
All right, just
The
make it
goddamn tractor beam is off.
All
Is
right.
that something you tried, Greg? Have you tried Texas Pete's on mac and cheese? Is Rowdy in the chat?
No, I have not.
No, you might have to try it, Greg.
Hell no.
Texas Pete is watered down Frank's.
What? No.
Uh-oh. You guys are going to make Rowdy upset.
I
have a
know.
feeling.
I'm gonna piss him off, but
There goes my super chat money.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I will.
Oh yeah, Texas Pete is bomb.
Yeah.
And then we already mentioned the Browns, so skip them. But I want to write some of these down, just especially the in division or we play these
What?
kind of groupings. So, not to going back on the Browns, but the Ravens, can they take a step? Having Beckham is going to be healthy? That's the main thing with him. And then I really like Zay Flowers though that they drafted in the first round. I was very high on him.
You were.
Rashad Bateman was another first round pick, so it's like, do they have something there? Not saying top whatever duo, but in general, is that sneakily, especially with the new coordinator, sneaky?
It depends. We don't know. That's the biggest mystery offense this year is going to be the Ravens, man. They're going to be this high passing team and all that. But see, I was going to say Mark Andrews, but see, I think in all these teams, like I was about to include the Atlanta Falcons, but I can't include Kyle Pitts. So it's like I'm thinking there's a bunch of good tight end wide receiver combos than I thought of and all that and stuff. But wide receivers just for the Ravens. Odell Beckham, how many years has he had? Good years. 2 or 3 good years? I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, he's not gonna have a good year this year because he ain't got someone that can fucking accurately pass the ball to him.
Well,
down the field.
did you see this one tweet and all that? No. Someone said Mark Andrews said that Lamar Jackson throws the best balls and all that, like the way how it
He
was
ain't
pronounced.
talking about the football.
Yeah,
he's
he's
talking
talking
about,
about in the locker
he's talking
room.
about the locker room.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tosses them balls straight in the
Yeah,
back end.
fucking
You're
out
right.
on the
It was
field.
just by the way how it was pronounced and all that.
But yeah, and then obviously the Bills we'll match up with them. They got Diggs and then they have Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis is so inconsistent. That's the thing. You know, Steph Diggs is in your top 5, top 10 wide receiver conversations easily. And if they would get Hopkins, then I would be like, okay, that's a pair to watch out for because I've said this before. I think them and the Chiefs will get the most out of Hopkins.
Yeah,
If he goes to the
that's
Browns,
true.
I'm not sure they're going to get the most out of him. I just don't. And I don't think he'd be featured as much as he could be featured by the Bills and Kansas City.
Yeah, I don't want him to go to fucking Buffalo or Kansas City.
No, not at all.
I'd rather have him go to the Browns.
Yeah.
If he
So-
this is the point where he chooses whether he wants a fucking ring or if he wants a fat ass stack of money in his bank account.
Yep.
Expand it out to receiving duos and not just wide receiver, Greg, like you wanted to. So I wrote down just like 5 for I didn't order them. I don't know what order I'd actually put them in, but Debo and Kittle, I think.
Yes. Number 1. And I'll go number 2.
Would be in the conversation. Mine aren't in order. I just was writing these down as an extra Beckham and Andrews. And
Mhm.
once again, that's a big if. Could be Flowers and Andrews. Could be What?
Timeout.
Number 2 here. I'll give you. Oh, this is not in
No,
order.
It's not in order.
Okay. Oh, okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, I'm just listing my 5, and then we can even think about.
Right.
Maybe we'll add in a couple more, and we'll try to rank it. But
Okay. Cool. Keep going.
Steph Diggs and Dawson Knox /
Yeah.
could be Kincaid if he
Sure,
balls
yeah.
out more.
Yeah. That's a really good one right there.
AJ Brown and Dallas Goddard,
Right.
and then Jefferson with TJ Hawkinson.
Dale, I'm disappointed, buddy. I'll give you an underdog right now.
You want to say Kyle Pitts with Drake London?
God dang it, Dale.
I'm just saying, like they would be in the conversation, but I haven't seen enough from Drake London personally, and Pitts. He's so underutilized.
No, let's see. That's the thing, though. And they're
Desmond
gonna be a
Ritter
run
this
first-
year. Desmond Ritter this year.
There's going to be a run first team. That's the thing. That's the thing. Another one you could have said was though with the Jaguars with Calvin Ridley and the dude they just tagged and all that. What was his name?
I considered it, but I don't like. Once again, Ridley coming off a suspension, and Evan Ingram. He had a really good year, but which he is almost used as a wide receiver.
Well, I know Kelsey. We want to say Kelsey, but can we
I don't
put
know
Tooney?
which, if they had Tyreek Hill, it would easily be.
Yeah, but
Tyreek
Tooney, you couldn't say Tooney and Kelsey.
I can't for a top 5. Who would I knock off of this? Even
You can't. No.
Kittle,
Kittle.
Beckham, I could knock off, but
Right.
I just think Zay Flowers or somebody. Mark Andrews is that good of a tight end, which Kelsey is too. So maybe I could.
Wait. Hey, TJ Hawkinson and Justin Jefferson could be up there in the top 5.
That's one I said. That was
Yeah.
So I had Debo and Kittle, Beckham and Andrews, Diggs and Knox, Brown and Goddard, Jefferson and Hawkinson. I think if I just went straight duo wise, it might have to be Brown and Goddard at 1.
No. I would go Debo and I would go Debo and Kittle easily.
They would be close. They would be 1 or 2.
Dude, Kittle, man, I will tell you this right now. Kittle is just as good as Kelsey. Kelsey has a better quarterback. Kittle never had a good quarterback thrown to him. Let's be real on this. I have no problem saying that.
Well, we'll have Chop break that tie.
You ain't gonna
Brown
like me,
and
Dale.
Goddard.
You're not
or
gonna like me,
Samuel
Dale.
and Kittle. No, it's okay. It's okay.
I think
'cause,
Kittle and Debo. I would take Kittle and Debo.
hey, like I said, I could see it. They wouldn't be far off. Would you guys agree? Then we'll go.
No, it wouldn't be
second,
far off.
Brown and Goddard second.
Oh yeah.
No, hold the phone here, Dale.
Hold
Let's
on.
do some-
Kyle Pitts. He's coming back.
No, Mark Andrews. If Beckham plays the way he can, I think you could.
But it's a projection. That's the thing, because
Right.
we could say we think Irv Smith could break out, and then we're talking Jamar Chase.
You know what,
and
Dale?
Irv Smith.
Dale,
Like
I like TJ Hawkinson, man. I like him a lot. And if you could put him and Jefferson together,
well, they were together last year for part of the season.
I understand. No, they were together, for part of the season. But now that he's got a full offseason, TJ Hawkinson, I might put them at number 2, man. You can make a strong case for that, man.
Put him at 3. I put Debo, Kittle, Brown, Goddard. You're underestimating Goddard here, Greg.
I don't care for the guy much. I'm sorry.
You don't go look his stats up, Greg.
All right.
And then Jefferson and Hawkinson. I think, well, at least whatever order you want to put them in, right?
Right.
And then, is Diggs and Knox really that good? Is Knox really that good?
Yeah, D-Ray, that's what it comes down to, man. That's why I don't care about these other teams.
I'm on that boat. And
Yeah.
you out in the sea, buddy?
We are currently in the Bahamas port right now.
That
So I
fucking
figured
sucks.
I'd hop on and say hi, but looks like I'm a little late.
Yeah, we're only 50 minutes in.
Sucks to be Derek.
Yeah.
You're missing this beautiful weather here in Cincinnati,
Hello,
Derek.
fellas.
How you doing?
He's doing good. The motherfucker's on a boat. Here we are. We're fucking flipping we're making copies, and he's got his
am
flipping
I?
floppies. He's
What's it
riding
been like?
dolphins and shit.
I think he's like way behind. So
Yeah.
Yeah, they got good Wi-Fi in the Bahamas.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, they don't need the fucking Wi-Fi. Fuck them. Bahamas.
He somehow has the same Wi-Fi at his house. In
Yes,
the Bahamas
he took
somehow.
it with him.
Like so far different places, but let's try it one more time here.
Hey, up news
Is
update.
it working or no?
Nah, dude, it's just really choppy and
Right.
freezing. I think then you're behind.
It seems that way.
Hey, Dale, Ravens just
Hey, have fun, buddy.
All right. Hey, you guys have a great day. I love y'all.
Yeah,
Love you.
love you too, buddy. Have fun. Bring some souvenirs.
Is that like a woman? Bring a woman back?
By the way,
There you
Dale,
go.
Ravens just signed Laquan Treadwell.
Yeah, that was the guy who didn't really pan out. That's not gonna.
Did you want him in the draft? I kind of liked him coming into the
Yeah,
draft.
that year he came out, he would have been fine. Remember, everybody's like Will Fuller, him, Dotson, and then
Yeah, and they were all gone, and we went with William. Well, William Jackson panned out compared to all those guys did.
I agree. Like that's what I mean. I think we did just fine with how it fell. But yeah, so Diggs and Knox, I don't even know, man. Like that's the thing. Kelsey, I could just say Kelsey and whoever their best receiver is going to be a top duo. Probably.
You can, man. This is when the quarterback comes in. If you have someone like Mahomes, you could have a guy with no legs and no arms and still do well with Mahomes.
Well, which is why maybe it would. Maybe then I would include Diggs with Knox
Because
they have Allen. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing with Goddard and AJ Brown. They have Jalen Hurts. And maybe that's why. But our tight end just never puts up like elite stats. They're good. They're good enough. But we have T, and we have Tyler Boyd, and we throw to the running back. Like Mixon had 600 receiving yards last year.
Right. 60-something catches, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he's right around that 60 number. I'm pretty sure.
I think it was 66.
So, but yeah, I definitely think the Bengals have a duo. I couldn't give them the receiver, the tight end conversation so much, but we got to see it first. But if Irv could stay healthy, man, and imagine what that could do to this offense if all of a sudden you got Irv Smith that gets you 800 yards, even,
Right.
Everybody's that 1,000 magic number, but we don't need it. We don't need 1,000. We
No.
got guys with 400 and 500, and it seems like they're balling when they get 400 and 500 yards. But you got 750 yards to 800. Maybe a couple more touchdowns than we're used to from the tight end. That would be huge for us.
Hell yeah, it would. I hope Irv Smith comes out and fucking plays his ass off.
Dude, I hope I get proved wrong when I kept saying we need a tight end. I hope they come up and kick me in the freaking nuts, man. And say,
Well, that's
Greg,
the thing. If you don't stay healthy, Greg, I'm sorry, but Drew Sample is not the answer.
No, Dale.
Devin Asiasi is not the
Wait.
answer.
Dale, you and I are on the same page here, Dale. I totally 100% agree with you. I just hope I get proven wrong. Yeah?
No, I know, Greg, but I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense. Irv Smith is such a good pass catcher that, if he's doing well for half the season, then you're just we're not going to have that option anymore.
Right.
If he would get injured, it just seems,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. To me, you got so much depth. If you want a tight end to play a certain way, then you need to have depth for that tight end, the way he plays.
Well,
it might not be a 1-for-1 swap, but somebody who's more of a pass catcher.
maybe we'll still get one. Who knows?
Hey, like I said, I still think there's going to be it could be near the start of the season. You know how we do. Near the start of the season, Reggie Nelson, BJ Hill. I still think one of our tight ends is on another team right now.
Yeah, we missed you too, Derek.
We missed you, bro.
I really missed you on Friday, Derek.
When
we titled the show Super Bowl odds.
just for him.
But you were our Super Bowl odd guy.
That's right.
So we didn't. I was waiting on that in the comments.
All we got was
too.
a walk into the liquor store.
I was waiting on someone in the comments to be like, these dumbasses. They titled the Super Bowl odds, never even mentioned it.
That
It's
was
I know we didn't.
That was our show with 1 minute of content.
Yeah, the beast. Hey, I'm telling you, man. Listen, I've thought about this and thought about it so much because, well, you bring it up, number one, Crip, so much, but and so
Every
does everyone
comment.
else. And so do I, I clip stuff with Derek on here where talking about I'm fine with Drew Sample a year ago with the Goodberries on. Like, bullshit. But no, he catches a game-winning Super Bowl touchdown. Man, I am here for it. Everyone will be like, you had that coming. You doubted Drew the Beast Sample. He can get whatever nickname he wants at that point, Crypt Keeper.
He's ready to be on the show this Friday now. We'll get something together.
He'll probably still be in the Bahamas or
He
somewhere.
Yeah, he'll be on vacation.
I don't remember when he gets back, honestly. I
I
don't remember how long it was.
I wouldn't think by Friday.
He might be, but I mean, then he drove. That's the thing. Sucker, don't drive. I did it. It sucks. That man was struggling Friday too earlier in the day. That drive sucks. If anybody's drove it from Ohio to Florida, I think mine was about 16 hours straight.
Man,
And I was delusional by the time we hit Florida. And I was like, all right, Marissa. So we left at like 7 or 8.
there you go.
Yeah,
So he'll be in Gatlinburg on Friday.
Yeah, he'll be in a
There
hot
you
tub
go.
again like he was when we had a show this past week.
Right.
He's like, oh, my food got here. And he sends a picture, and he's in a hot tub.
Did you ever,
Motherfucker, what's your food? Your food was already there the whole time.
there you go. Hey,
It was
did you
there.
ever drive down to like the Panhandle of Florida, like Destin? Every time I go down there, the last fucking half of the trip, I think I'm lost because you're driving through the fucking woods. You're not on the highway. I'm like, this motherfucker, there's no fucking way this is the right way.
You're like, I'm in
Fucking-
Mexico somehow. All of
the
a sudden.
GPS, yeah, the GPS is telling you keep going.
It's
this
like
way.
I'm on an island. Somehow I flew in the ocean to an island somewhere. I'm in an island. I'm
That's
not even
hey,
in
you go
America no more.
there's nothing. There's goddamn trees, and then there'll be someone pulled off on the side of the road, fucking selling boiled peanuts. That's it.
That was very specific.
It's
You
exactly
bought some,
what
didn't
happened.
You bought some, didn't you?
Fucking A, I bought some. Come on, man.
You said, oh,
I was
well,
hungry. It's not like
It-
there was a fucking rest stop. There's boiled peanuts on the side of the road. Somebody's selling them out of the fucking back of their fucking Toyota hatchback.
There was nothing else around.
Not a goddamn thing. You take what you get. But then you
Fair.
drive through the woods, and then all of a sudden you think you're lost, and then you come out, and as soon as you come out of the woods, the fucking ocean is beautiful.
All right, guys. If anybody wants to, maybe this is a new segment since we could try segments again. Let's see if anybody's got a good one. I'm going to open it up here in the chat. If anybody wants to join and ask Chop a question,
Uh-oh.
this could be a new segment. But we got to get people to actually come on here and do it.
Yeah. And I'm
So will anyone do it? So this time we could start ending the shows this way. Ask Chop a question.
like a
Could be
live
sexual.
question.
Could be
You
sexual.
know, could
Can
be
I ask you a
sexual.
Live
question?
Go
Can I-
ahead, Greg. Start it off.
You think I should stick with the headband? Do you think the headband phase is me or no?
No, I think you stick with a headband, but you need to fold the bottom of it under a little bit and pull
You
it
got
down
to figure
closer
it
to
out,
your
Greg.
eyes.
What's
gotta
the
figure it out.
You look like a rookie headband wearer.
Mhm.
Like, look at Dale. His fucking headband's on point. Plus, he got the hood kicking with the fucking shades on.
problem
It's
is, man?
This is a vibe.
Problem is, man, I got no hair right here and all that, man. I'm getting a big forehead every single day. Damn, thanks a lot, Age, for doing this to me and all that. So I gotta,
I mean, you're closer right there. I mean, it's a little bit fucking cockeyed.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do it this way. Today, no one wants to hop on. That's fine. We could also do it this way. Put a question in the chat for Chop.
Okay, so,
I clicked the wrong one because a new comment came, but you can answer that one too.
well, I know the answer to this one. Am I supposed to say it out loud?
Say it. What?
Just, hey, fucking 7, 8, 9. That's why the fuck's 10 scared of 7.
Why
Is that
is
right,
10
Crip? Do I
afraid of
win?
7?
Do I win a fucking prize? It's because 7, 8, 9.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Any way you can stick,
Hey,
any way you can
hey.
fucking.
It's a question, right? But here's another question from D-Ray. How long did you work for EBN the Frog?
Yep. So I did work in radio for the people that don't know. And my first job in radio was working for WEBN. And I only worked for them for about 1 year. And then them fucking cocksuckers fired me. They lied to me when they fired me and told me it was budget cuts. But there was some bullshit going on because there was a local company that I went to. And I don't want to say their name because I fucking love them. Said that I wouldn't come in the store. They had this fucking like stolen Budweiser truck where it was the whole back, like you roll, it was a draft truck. You roll up the back and it was a fucking solid wall of 15-inch subwoofers. And I had to start up a generator just to run the bitch. And I would sit out in the parking lots and play that fucking music and do the stops where people would come by and get like, try to win concerts.
Answer a question or this. Yeah.
I would go in every time and I'd be like, where do you want me to set up? You want me to set up inside or outside? And they said they didn't fucking care. So I went outside. Well, guess what? They fucking cared because they fucking called the station and
They
bitched
got
about
your
me.
ass fired.
Yeah, they bitched about me, but they didn't have anybody else to do the promotions, because I drove the van around all the time. And so after I got fired, when I got my next job in radio, I worked with people that worked there at the time. And they were said that they were going down, the promotions director was going down to the program director every week and going, is Pork Chop fired yet? Because I got to make out the schedule. And so I bought an extra fucking few weeks because they didn't have anybody to work there. But I had a good fucking time there, man.
Now, was that the one, or did you shave your balls elsewhere?
Nope, that's the one. When I worked
So
for the
you
other
shaved
station,
your balls on that one. Because
Yeah.
I was going to say, it would have been hilarious. Like, you got fired because they made you shave your balls. And then they're like, well, you had your balls out, and it was inappropriate.
I think I
But
could
you
have
guys
took that
made me
one.
do it.
I think I could have took that one to the labor board. Like they fired me because I wouldn't let them shave my balls. And I didn't
Yeah.
shave my balls. They had some fucking listener come in and do it. And she cut me 3 times. Fucking bitch.
You should have.
They were gonna
How do you get rid of the guy who's fucking gets his balls shaved and then gets like burns because like it
They
ain't go
found
well.
a way. She fucking brought in her husband's fucking hair trimmers and trimmed my shit right up.
Here's another question on our new segment: Ask Pork Chop questions.
Pork Chop's
Chop,
real
what's
age.
your real age?
What's everybody think my age is?
I don't know.
I wonder if who
Any
asked that
guesses?
question.
Any guesses
Dean,
before?
I know your age. No, I know your age.
Dean.
Pork Chop, you told me your age.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a secret. I don't care. I just wonder.
I know,
People
but
ask my age. I mean, it
this
makes
is
me
a
wonder how old they think I am.
new segment that I just thought of during this segment. Guess Pork Chop's age.
Yep.
You,
Hey,
guess
we
what
have
I'm,
segments.
you can also guess what I'm going to do as soon as I get 69. What the fuck? I understand that that's a funny number, man.
Yeah,
But
that's a cool number.
God damn.
I say
I always looked
420?
younger than everybody always said I would look younger than my age, and then all this fucking gray came in.
I could say 420 because then it's like
God.
you're mythical. But you're mythical. You're like Chris Kringle.
It's still 55. Jesus Christ,
55.
man. I'm gonna fucking.
He's gonna dye his beard. You guys are making him dye his beard.
I am.
Dude,
I'm
dye
gonna,
your beard like that
goddamn
one Bengals
just-
fan does.
I'm gonna get some just for men. Who does?
Yeah.
Who's that one Bengals fan, Dale? He like ties
I
his
know.
beard.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The guy
Dude,
that,
dude,
Which
Pork
is
Chop.
orange and black and do it in
Yes.
like
Yes.
What's his
You
name?
need to do it for
Black.
the whiteout game. You need to do it like white or something, man. Like
It is white, Greg.
it is
Look at
white, you dumb fuck.
Look,
you need
Greg.
to make it more white, damn it.
Fucking is white. Okay, 51. I'm 51. I turned 51 this year. But little fucking thing here. I've only had 12 birthdays. So you can go on that. 47.
Yeah, what does
Dean.
that mean that he only has
I
12
fucking
birthdays?
love Dean.
That's for you,
Dean.
Crypt Keeper. Yeah, see, Dean going and then you totally redeemed yourself.
Yeah.
And by the way,
You
Pork Chop,
redeemed yourself.
I fixed up the headbands. Does this look better now?
You got to pull it down towards your eyes, Greg. There you go. Yeah,
Now,
now
my
it's better.
freaking forehead shows you, jackass.
Pull the top out a little bit.
Well, Greg, if you let your hair flow over it,
Yeah.
Because I don't have hair in the front.
Grow some fucking
that's
hair.
why I said it.
Hey, Dale,
Grow the top off and comb it over the front.
I will. I'll figure something out.
And D-Ray with the victory.
You know what make you look? You know what to make you? There you go. That's right. 1972. You know what to make it look better, Greg? Is if you grow a fucking beard.
Fuck no.
That way, yeah.
I ain't growing no
Make it-
beard, man. No, dude.
Beards make everything look.
No, I
better.
got 5 o'clock shadow now, but dude, every time I try to, man, I get itchy up here and all that. I can't do it.
Hey,
All right. Our new segment. Ask Pork Chop questions.
the meaning of
Pork Chop,
life.
what is the meaning of life?
Fucking pay taxes. Pretty much.
That was fucking depressing.
Raise kids. Meaning of life is I don't know, man. I just have fun. That's
There
what
you
I
go,
do.
man. Come
I mean, you
on.
only get one fucking go around. You might as well have a good time.
There you go, man.
I had a few years there where it wasn't so great, chilling in my fucking basement.
I was gonna say the other years though, where you were having a real good time. Fucking
In my
hookers
20s, I had enough fun. It's like the fucking tortoise and the hare, man. In my fucking 20s, I had enough fun for the rest of my fucking life. And but now I'm starting to have fun again. And I'm not gonna lie, man. It's thanks to these two guys right here, a big part of it.
Yeah, buddy, we love you.
That's the meaning of life, man.
Wait,
Good
hey,
friends.
we love you, bro. I don't know if I'm a big meaning of life or anything, but I love you, bro.
Good friends, family, kids. That's the meaning of life.
And try to do good onto others, and good will come back to you. Like, I'm a big karma kind of guy. I know this isn't ask me questions, but you know, and life will test you, and you will feel like you have failed, and you will feel like you really are not good enough, and that's when you do need the friend part.
Yes, you do.
There is a link in the chat there, D-Ray.
Yeah, D-Ray.
You can hop on
right
anytime.
now. We try to do it. And you can
That's what I'm
ask Chopper
saying, man.
live
Like
questions.
the friends. This shit that's going on right now with us, you know, with our group, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I feel like I'm in my 20s again. Only this time I'm not fucked up. I'm not going to say all the time because that goddamn Four Locos.
That Four Loco got you.
I'm not
I
gonna
never
say
got
it
that
worked
fucked
out.
up in my 20s.
I know absolutely nothing.
It never happened.
Hey, Greg, you know how to fucking fillet a duck with a fucking tractor.
Yes, I do.
Not
It's
a lot
a
of people
lawnmower.
have that skill.
Hey, get your facts straight, Pork Chop. It was a lawnmower, okay?
And then do we have a Ask Greg questions? Because I'm afraid that could end up in court.
Yeah, I know. Let's not.
Right. Yeah, we can use that shit as evidence.
We don't want to know too much.
I don't think you do,
Specifics.
man. I get too savaged at work.
Yeah, fuck a duck.
When I see the ducks at the zoo and all that, I'm like, I wonder if he was related to that duck. That duck was related to that one or whatever.
The answer to Crypt Keeper's question right here is Gremlins, a Christmas movie.
Here we go.
It damn sure is a Christmas movie.
100%.
It's not the best Christmas movie, but it's a Christmas movie.
Kiss my ass. I haven't even
It's
seen
fucking
it.
Christmas time in the movie, Greg.
Of course, Greg hasn't seen it. He's scared of cats. Imagine how you feel about cats when he saw Gremlins.
Not even Gremlins, just the fucking Mogwai. He's probably scared of the Mogwai. Little cute bastards.
Yeah, that's.
How the fuck
How do
you
we
say
get Greg? How do we get Greg over his fear of pussy?
Vegas,
Just gotta
baby.
buy him some. We just gotta buy him a pussy.
Hey, we'll get his address and just drive by there while he's at fucking work one
Drop
day.
him off a pussy.
Put a few fucking.
How many cats do you have at your house, you said?
You want to borrow one?
No. How many do you have at your house?
I don't currently know. You come and go.
What do you just leave the door open for all the animals coming at night?
I don't have a say.
My wife would. I don't have a say either. That's why I got 13 fucking cats.
That's why I have a garage. That's why I have a garage, but that one still keeps finding ways in, and I keep trying to block ways in. And
we find out, Dale. I gotta find out where Greg lives, and then one day while he's at work, we'll put a cat in there with a fucking
No, you ain't. I got a
camera and record that shit when he comes home.
I got an alarm system. Pork Chop. Here's the joke. I got an alarm system in my house, and I'm gonna personally say, watch out for Pork Chop.
Well, yeah, but one of my jobs used to be fucking setting off alarms. You know, getting by them. That's also one of my jobs, Greg. I know how to fucking bypass alarm systems.
Well, then you have nothing to worry about then, I guess.
That's right. Put some pussy in your house.
I guess he says.
Just try it, man. Try it.
I think we should just put like 4 kittens. Of course, nah, man. I don't be
cute little kittens.
Like 4 of them in a box on his front doorstep. But then I don't want to be part of 4 kittens getting murdered.
I'm not going to murder the kittens. Just so let them go.
Let them go to a better place.
Yeah, sure.
Here's one for Greg.
No, I do not, Dean. I have my own house.
No, he bought a house 2 doors down.
Yeah.
And he told me I could move upstairs and poop.
That's right.
It's upstairs, and I
shit
could
out
poop
the window.
down by his window.
Yeah, Dale wants to come to my house and he wants to share a bed with me and all that and stuff. And I'm like, Dale, man, it's all personal. I already had to deal with this with James and all that and stuff, Dale. This it's just too early, buddy. It's too soon.
I need to buy you more dinner, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I could get him a Four Loco, man.
That's why you and James are always out to eat. James trying to fucking get in there.
Well, no, I mean, he did spend the night at my house. I spent the night at his family's house, and we were on the same couch. So, no, I'm just kidding. Well, we were actually.
Hey, everybody that is in the chat, and that's fine, and you can go on Twitter too. You can get your questions ready for next time. But here's the answer to a question nobody's asked: Does Pork Chop work tonight? Yep, I fucking work tonight,
Boo.
and I smell like ass right now, and I gotta take shit. So I'm gonna fucking hop off here. I'm gonna shower. I'm not gonna shave, and I'm gonna take my ass to work.
Clean shaven next time you see Pork Chop.
Yeah,